Hello. It's what day is it?
It's Tuesday.
You almost said Wednesday. You don't even know. You don't know.
I don't know what
day
it is. I know it's the podcast.
And you know what
Wulff
that
Den
means?
podcast.
If it's Wulff Den podcast, that means we gotta talk about.
You know why?
AI.
You don't know why? You know why I don't know what day it is? Because it's St. Patrick's Day and I'm drunk.
You drunk already?
Yes, I can say that we are like an eighth Irish.
Yes, we're a very, very small percent. Guys, welcome in. We got a big bunch of topics to talk about. Main topic, Nvidia just AI'd everything.
They really did.
It was the talk of Twitter yesterday. Every other tweet was memes about DLSS 5.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you say that because this is completely off topic. My wife's setting up her new MacBook right now. Okay. She got the Neo, and she literally just messaged me.
I want to see this Neo.
She's messaging me screenshots of like, what should I do next? And she literally just got up to Apple Intelligence.
Ooh, throw the whole thing in the garbage.
Hard no.
My understanding is that Apple Intelligence is all local.
My understanding is that Apple Intelligence, like in the grand scheme of artificial intelligence, sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's like one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That said, not my house.
Also, Switch 2 had a big update yesterday.
Yes, I'm interested in that.
1080p on everything.
Yeah.
We also, Xbox was at GDC, and that was
last week.
That's an extension of what they talked. Like last week we
got the name Project Helix,
right?
And then at GDC they gave more details on what exactly they're planning with said project,
right?
Which we will talk about.
They gave us more details, and then some other stuff.
Yes.
But we got to talk about DLSS first.
Yes, let's do that.
Are you guys seeing the YouTube stream? Because are we having more problems again? It says we're live on YouTube. There's not a single person in chat. Oh, is it private? Oh, am I an idiot?
Oh, I think no. It's I'm not getting it on my.
This goddamn laptop won't let me do anything on it.
I think it might be time to call it on this experiment and just switch back. Not even like switch back to your MacBook. Just switch back to a proper computer, man.
All right, we're live on YouTube.
Hooray.
God damn it.
Hello, YouTube.
It was unlisted. I'm an idiot.
Okay.
Anyway, DLSS. Do we even need to read an article? Probably not. DLSS is a way to upsample your image.
Yes.
Deep learning subsampling is
yes,
what I believe it is.
It's been around for a while. The most recent version was DLSS 4.
DLSS is pretty cool. DLSS can take a low resolution image and kind of futz with it to make it look a little better. And that's healthy for your frame rate. So if I'm playing a game that think of it as like it lowers the render resolution so that you can get more frames, because I prioritize frame rate in a lot of games that I'm playing. So I will take a nerf to my resolution to get a better frame rate. And if you add DLSS, a lot of these newer graphics cards have special little things in them just for the DLSS. So you add a little DLSS, it takes that low resolution and it bumps it up a little bit. Yeah. It's not as perfect as doing a native resolution, but it does a pretty damn good job.
Yes.
And it's just been getting better and better and better up until 4.5. Now they just showed us what 5 looks like, and it is not anything like DLSS before. It's a whole new thing, and my God, it's quite the travesty.
Yeah.
Now, the layman would look at it and say it looks better.
That's why they're the layman, Bob, because they're lame, man.
A lot of people are taking this one picture of Grace Ashcroft.
I mean, that
I would
was
love to zoom in on.
That's the first image that they showed us, right?
Yeah. So this is Grace Ashcroft from Resident Evil 4?
5. No. Requiem. 9.
9?
The most recent one.
1,
Grace
2,
isn't in 4.
3, 4.
Fake fan. Fake fan.
Resident Evil 9, Grace Ashcroft. It's the very first thing you see of her in Resident Evil 9.
Yeah.
Left is what she looks like. Right is whatever the hell DLSS 5 did.
That's a completely different person.
That's a different person. I will say I did look up what the actress that the face match, the person they used to model the face, she does kind of look like this. but the character is supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look like the one on the left, the DLSS off. And you turn it on and it looks like It looks like what a generated AI image looks like.
Yeah. I mean,
they're not just upsampling the resolution anymore. They're upsampling the entire image. They're generating the entire image. They're regenerating the image.
That's the thing. They're recreating someone else's work in their own image, essentially. You know, video games, regardless of how they look a certain way for a reason. You know, that's what the artists could do with the technology they had. You know, and they wanted Grace to look a certain way, and now here you're coming over saying, no, we're gonna make her look better, and she doesn't necessarily look better.
Yeah, and when it's in motion, it looks like how generative AI videos look, where there's like zero motion blur, or it's like hyper HDR. Even this of Leon, they changed the lighting completely.
Yeah,
and like, if you were to get like let's say this is upsampling, just if you call this upsampling, would you want this type of upsampling for like an old movie like The Godfather?
No,
because it changes the lighting and stuff.
They tried things like that with other movies, and it looks terrible. You know, they like when they try to colorize It's a Wonderful Life and stuff, it looks terrible.
Yeah, or when they try to extend the image of The Wizard of Oz, you know, stuff like that.
We are talking about the Sphere. It looks bad. Do not go see The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, Dad.
So yeah, I mean, this is a 1:10 demo.
Yeah, it shows off other games. It shows off Starfield. It shows off FC25.
And this is very obviously early. I think this person who's on screen right now, this is from Hogwarts Legacy. I think this person's supposed to be 15.
That's the other thing too. I mean, this is more of like what I've noticed. So like Resi 9 and Starfield and FC25, like those are going for like realistic art direction that's trying to emulate real life. But Hogwarts Legacy, you could argue, isn't. Even with its human characters, it's trying to go for like a stylized look. And this DLSS 5 is really trying to apply its own realistic style to it that like clashes with what the game is supposed to be.
Yeah, I would argue that if the game is just like intending to be real life, and well, okay, let's back up a little bit. I think this is a very strange implementation for like I'm struggling to see who this is for, because at the AAA level, I can't imagine you would want something like this to because you'd have to tweak it to your own artistic vision.
Yeah.
And if you're at like the AA level, maybe, because then if you want something to just be hyper realistic, you can use this to kind of boost it, you know, to kind of you know, it's kind of like how people use like Unreal Engine 5 as a crutch. How like the running in Unreal Engine 5 is the same in all the because it's just easy. It's like there's a template and you just use that template. So like the AA games can just use what's there, and this is just another tool for them to do that. It also means that a lot of these AA games are going to start looking exactly the same.
Yeah.
But for the AAA, it's changing things in a weird way, and for the indie stuff, no one's going to want any part of this.
No. Bethesda actually responded to this.
Yeah, I was kind of hiding that but no, you can go ahead. No, well, I'm on Starfield right now.
Well, because we're talking about like the industry reaction to this. Bethesda replied to Digital Foundries.
Bethesda was part of this.
Yes.
But, Todd Howard is
in the video.
Saying, this is how we want Starfield to look.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
And Bethesda tweeted to Digital Foundry, appreciate your excitement and analysis of the new DLSS 5 lighting here. This is a very early look, and our art teams will be further adjusting the lighting and final effect to look the way we think works best for each game. This will all be under our artist's control and totally optional for players.
Yeah, so that was another thing. There was also a response from Nvidia that said that it's tweakable on the development side.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are crying that your artistic vision is taken away with something like this. And Nvidia's like, no. And Bethesda's like, no, you do have the ability to tweak it on the development side so your artistic vision can still be there. Is it opt-in or opt-out? Because it sounds like it is opt-out. out. Like you're automatically opted into it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a clear explanation as to, they said it's under artists, discretion, but like that doesn't necessarily mean like they have a say in whether or not they're a part of it. It might just happen by default.
You might have to say,
and then they have to go in afterwards.
Yeah, or games that are developed in the future will have to be developed with this in mind, but not every like console is going to have it. So right now it's being run on the demos that they showed Digital Foundry was being run on two 5090 graphics cards, one of them running the game and one of them just doing this generation.
So that's not even something 90% of gamers even have.
I would say that's not something any gamer has, but the goal is to get it all on one card. They say they have it on one card themselves, but they don't say what card. It could be probably a 6090,
or a hereto unreleased 7090.
Yeah. So again, I don't see sure, FIFA, sure. I mean, the people who play FIFA would probably be over the moon about it.
Yeah.
But it's making my head explode. I wanted to bring up the Digital Foundry video because there's some more tests. I watched the Digital Foundry video, so they were surprisingly positive about the whole thing, because I guess they're looking at it as a technology.
Yeah.
And they're like, because it is generating a frame 60 times per second. So I guess as a technology, that is impressive. Yeah. All the way at the end of the video, they said this is going to have weird implications for artistic intent because it's just changing the lighting and everything. That shows more like from Starfield and stuff. There's an interesting one from Assassin's Creed that I want to show up because it just changes the whole environment. This is Assassin's Creed Shadows. Up, you're looking at a bunch of trees, and then when they turn the DLSS on, this is just a completely different world. Yeah. This is like an iPhone photo. This is like HDR on, which is this is like changing the camera in a movie. I don't know if they are working on this with like Ubisoft. Like, is Ubisoft okay with you turning HDR on like this?
Yeah, I don't.
They show the buildings. The buildings are completely different.
Honestly, I don't think they are, because in order for them to get it up to this speed now, like how would they have been able to like first
look at this,
showcase a demo?
That's a completely different color.
They would have to like showcase a demo to Ubisoft, pitch it to them, the Ubisoft to sign off on it, and then it would take time for them to like adjust the game to get it to the way they would want it to be. This to me, it sounds like Nvidia was working on this in private, and then released the results first, and then said we're going to partner with all these companies.
Yeah, and I'm sure like you're not talking to the artists at these companies. You're talking to the executives who are like, AI, sure.
Yes, exactly.
It reminds me of a couple of things. It reminds me of how iPhone photos just blast the contrast on everything. So like, no matter what your artistic intent is, if you take a picture of something, you're losing all contrast. Everything's just kind of flat. Or MKBHD every year does like the smartphone photo, like basically everybody votes on what pictures what cameras take the best pictures from. He takes a bunch of pictures from every smartphone that came out, and he says vote on the ones that are the best, and they do like a bracket. Every year the one that wins is the one that is the most saturated and the most contrasty, and that's what this looks like. It's just blasted. Also, you go into a Best Buy and you see a bunch of TVs. The saturation is blasted, the contrast is blasted, because everybody just thinks, ooh, it's flashy and new and cool. So I think a lot of people are going to really like this, unfortunately.
The wrong people are going to like this.
The wrong people, and those people deserve it.
Yeah.
Those people deserve something.
Because I'm thinking of like a stylized game, like a Sonic the Hedgehog or a Double Fine game, or a Breath of the Wild.
Even like Fallout with a monster in it. They are only showing in this demo real people. You don't see like a weird monster creature or anything, because that's made by a human, and it's the first time anybody's seen this monster creature thing, and the AI is not trained on how this creature is supposed to look. So I'm skeptical that it's gonna, look any good in like real world practice.
And what's, another thing too, we got to think, because like, so this is just Nvidia's thing, but like Microsoft has their own version for Xbox. Sony famously has the PlayStation Super Sampling.
Yeah, these are
resolution
upscaling.
Pisser, if you will. So like now Sony's going to look at this and go, oh, we got to implement something like this into our games.
I don't think they can. I don't know if first of all, the PlayStation's not going to be capable of this.
Not one-to-one. And then I don't think they're going to license it from Nvidia. But like now they're going to look at this and go, oh, we have to make Pisser look just like this.
You bet your ass AMD is going to do it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if like PlayStation's going to be capable of even coming close to something like this, because they don't have the power or
the resources.
Nvidia is an AI company.
Yeah. I guess the real pisser was DLSS. Thank you, Maxine.
This is a part that people were memeing on Twitter. I don't know what. I think this is Elder Scrolls Oblivion. You see a guy and he blinks and his eyelids aren't existent. Like his eyes like phase through his eyelids. It looks really, really weird. Oh, that's the guy. This guy right here. I'll try to pause it on his blink. Kind of looks like Will Neff. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looks very bizarre. Like it doesn't know how to handle his blinking. And there's going to be a lot of things like that. But I think my biggest issue is like with the Resident Evil Requiem looking stuff. Like it just looks like what AI videos look like.
Yeah.
It gives that same sort of weird like no motion blur. Everything's like super saturated. The lighting is like hyper HDR, and not everything should look like that. Like movies have the capability of shooting every movie in HDR, but they don't for a reason, because you want that sort of contrast. You want the image to be painted with shadows and stuff sometimes. So also, what else happened? I linked another thing in here.
Oh, Jensen Huang's response.
Yeah, so what was it? So somebody from Tom's Guide asked Jensen Huang. He's the CEO.
CEO of Nvidia,
yeah. Somebody asked him about the backlash he received, and he quoted, first of all, they're wrong.
Great start.
Great start. Then he said, DLSS 5 fuses controllability of Juggernaut.
Geometry.
Fuses controllability of geometry and textures and everything about the game with generative AI. It's not post-processing. It's not post-processing at the frame level. It's generative control at the geometry level. He's saying that it's changing the geometry of the models, which is way worse than I thought. That's not better, man.
No. Like you keep making it worse.
Yeah, no.
Like it really, because again, the two Graces are completely different people, right?
Yeah.
You can't really make Grace look like the way she does with DLSS 5 on without physically changing her model.
Yeah.
So obviously it's doing something beyond just.
Well, I thought it would be just like an overlay, like an AI generated image,
right,
like over the frame.
No, it's an AI generated remodeling of her.
Yeah, and that doesn't really make sense to me. Like I don't really understand how that's even possible.
No, because now you're like actually messing with the game itself. Yeah. Which is not something that like the people who work on this game want you to do.
Also seems way more intensive, than just putting an image over the
regardless of how it's implemented. This is definitely going to be much more resource intensive than current video games already are.
DLSS already has a little bit of lag. Really, it's not. You can't really feel it. Like the more intensive the DLSS, the more lag you'll get. This will almost certainly have a lot of lag. Like tens of milliseconds of lag. which is impressive as a technology, but you're trying to play a game. You want as little lag as possible, especially if you're playing like FIFA online with other people.
Yeah.
That'd be nuts to want to have it look nice. Like you want to have the fastest input possible.
Yeah.
So also like, yeah, this one, it's this one image of Grace Ashcroft because like they like beautified her. It looks like the Face app. It looks
yassified, as it were.
The yassified. It looks like a Snapchat filter. And I don't know if like the people who made this game would have wanted that.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's not the person that I think of when I play the game.
Yeah.
It's a completely different person. Handsome Squidward filter. Yes, of course. So again, I think that a lot of, if not most people, are gonna like this.
People who,
and I think that that's insane.
Yeah, it's definitely people who don't know any better.
And that's unfortunately most people.
Yeah, and that sucks because like it's gonna ruin games more so than AI is already ruining.
Yeah,
games.
I mean, we'll have to see how it's implemented by developers.
Yeah,
because. Again, I don't know if it's opt-in or what developers can tweak in it, but the fact that it changes it on a geometry level, which I actually don't even believe.
Yeah.
And my biggest issue is that it changes the lighting so drastically. That's like a huge thing.
Yeah.
And that's part of why I don't believe that it's like on a geometry level, because it, again, looks like a generative AI image model.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't wait for this whole thing to crash.
Did I hear the air conditioning come? There's air conditioning in here?
Apparently.
Anyway. DLSS already uses AI now? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
It's not generating a whole image or a whole model. It's just upscaling the image. Just taking what's already there and just making it a higher resolution like a little bit. I saw another tweet that was from a Japanese developer that was saying they already have a hard time explaining to older Japanese developers now that you can't just add a 1 pixel stroke around a character, because if you have DLSS in its current form, it's going to upscale it, and 1 pixel stroke is going to look all weird. Yeah. Or if you downsample it, it's going to be non-existent, So now how do you, if you have a certain style, they even say in the Digital Foundry video, how do you do hi-fi rush?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like if you have any sort of art style at all. This is really only for hyper-realism.
Yeah, but even then, some of the, a Kojima game, they still have a specific look to them, Metal Gear Solid, those characters have a specific look to them, that Yoji Shinkawa inspired look. You're messing with that art style now. And
that's what Metal Gear Delta looks like. It looks like they generative AI filtered over, and that's why I won't play that game.
Right.
Not that they did that, but it just does not look like Kojima or Yoji Shinkawa had anything to do with it. It looks like you took that game and you put it through a filter.
Yeah.
Like the PlayStation 2 game, and put it through a filter, and it doesn't look like there's any artistic intent held. Metal Gear Solid 5 looks like Yoji Shinkawa and Kojima wanted to make a game as realistic as possible. So, anyway. Am I wrong, or is using DLSS 5 optional to use? Yeah, you can just not use it. It becomes a crutch, though. Every game that I play on PC has DLSS on by default. So, and again, DLSS in its current form is great. I got no problems with DLSS in its current form. I have a problem with it changing the image as drastically as it is right now.
Yeah.
In DLSS 5. I wonder how cell shader games like Borderlands would work. Honestly, theoretically, an AI should be able to upscale a cell shaded game, on it, probably better, but we don't know, because all we're seeing is hyperrealism on people. Anyway, that's all that. Yesterday there were memes like crazy on Twitter. This article has some of them.
Yeah, it has
Danny O'Dwyer, weird that this impressive lighting tech also randomly turns everyone into yassified, looks maxed freaks. Sorry, I don't get the Gen Z stuff. It's like all this technology can't help itself but sexualize everything it touches, but like through the lens of teenage boys. That is accurate.
Basically.
It looks like a what do you call it? like a focus group tested like Marvel movie or something, you know? Clearly, this is a massive glow up of environments. The character stuff is uncanny and weird, though, and it feels like artistic expression risks being squeezed out. I wonder how much devs can get in and tweak the model to their artistic intent, which I'd be in these briefs to ask a few questions. I agree. I think that people look weird because it's the uncanny valley that we're experiencing. I think that AI has a certain look, and it's a victim of that look. I do think it does environments really well. When it was showing Oblivion in the Digital Foundry, when it was just environments with no people in it, it looked really good. But it changed the lighting of the environment, and that's an issue. Imagine playing Splinter Cell, where you have to be in the shadows, or Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the shadows are different.
This article says concept artist Jeff Talbot added, "This is not the direction games should be going in. In every shot, the art direction was taken away for the senseless addition of details." His quotes. Each DLSS 5 shot looks worse and had less character than the original. This is just garbage AI filter. Let's not do this shit.
I'm seeing a trend with artists saying that this stuff looks bad.
Well, yeah,
and I agree. And I'm seeing a trend with absolute morons saying that this looks great.
Yeah.
So there's a disconnect. And again, I will say those people deserve this.
It's people who like engage with art but don't understand it
at all.
Right. I was going to say at the same level as somebody who like sits down and appreciates it and learns from it and things like that. You know,
I had a viral tweet. I have to read it now. It was in an Instagram compilation. It was the next tweet after an Andrew Tate tweet.
Oh boy.
Here it is. It's about people who have like AI generated avatars on like social media. It's the sign of a person who only consumes content and doesn't have an ounce of artistic talent in their bones to be able to decipher exactly why it's so shitty looking.
Yeah.
And it's the same with this. So this is our future. Everything sucks, and we're in hell. Nvidia is the company that is the reason for the chip shortage, why everything's expensive.
Yeah.
And the reason why you're not going to be able to get a nice gaming PC anytime soon.
Or a nice anything anytime soon.
We're in a world right now where software is being able to be processed so efficiently. You can run all these games on phones now. Everything's running so great. But we can't grow from that because we're losing the ability to buy the powerful hardware. This is just an implementation, not the final product. The devs supplied this footage to Nvidia. Horrible showcase, but if devs had more time with DLSS 5, people would not have reacted like this. All this stuff was turn people further off this stuff. AI bad, get rid of it. Skynet is coming.
Yeah, it's a bad showing, and like they put all of their worst foots forward.
I'm honestly surprised that the devs supplied the footage. I'm surprised that Ubisoft is capable of doing anything.
Ubisoft is capable of making all the wrong decisions.
But yeah, it's not the final product, but where do you think it's going? Like, it's pretty obvious where it's going.
Like
it would be better, a lot more subtle, but still, this is a complete departure from what DLSS was. It was just a little bit of upsampling. Now it's a complete change of the model according to the Nvidia CEO.
Subtle doesn't really work in this sort of field. It needs to be as like in your face as possible.
And honestly, even DLSS in its current form, when it's just upsampling like a little bit, it could get a little fucky. Like I have to roll it down or turn it off sometimes if it's too crazy, because you can see like weird artifacts are popping or something if it's way too aggressive. So this is just, it's not gradual enough. It's too harsh. This should either be DLSS 7 or it should be called something completely different. Imagine Silk Song DLSS 5. Honestly, I want to see that.
Exactly. That's what we keep saying. Like, these games are like very specific.
I'd imagine those types of games would just be off. It would just be not even an option. But hopefully this is an opt-in thing. But again, even if it is an opt-in thing, it should be something completely different because DLSS 5 should just be up-resing a little bit just to save resources on your shitty little GPU that you have. Having it completely AI generate something is an insane like overreach.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's your AI corner. Let's talk about something a lot happier.
Okay.
It's not the backlog. We'll do that after.
Sorry, I was logged out of Google Drive for some reason.
Take your time.
No, I'm good.
Oh, we're gonna, of course, read all of the notifications and subs and stuff at the end.
Yes.
That's a new thing that we do.
Yeah.
Last week, we did a bonus episode. What did we do?
The Resident Evil tier list.
We did a tier list of all the Resident Evil games. We played a lot less Resident Evil games than we thought. But we got the main ones.
Yeah.
That's what's important. Anyway, how far did you beat Resident Evil Requiem?
No, I'm up. Where am I? I'm up to the next part of Grace where you're in the basement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got
I got
ways to go.
I know. I had Leon's next spot like ruined for me, like going into back to Raccoon City, but I'm okay.
I got a lot ruined for me.
Yeah.
I'm like 75% of the way through right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, new Switch 2 update that is actually really cool.
Yes. This is exciting. So there was a Switch 2 firmware update recently. The big important thing is that it adds
the system settings on the home menu.
Really?
I don't know.
No. It adds something called handheld mode boost, which basically what it does is when you play Switch 1 games on your Switch 2 in handheld mode, it will give a performance boost to those games equivalent to playing them in docked mode.
When enabled, handheld mode boost causes the performance of Nintendo Switch software while undocked to run as if it were playing in TV mode.
Yeah.
So this is similar to if you've ever used an emulator, you can just choose to play the game in docked mode, no matter what. So which basically just means it's 1080p all of the time. And the Switch 2 has a 1080p screen, so being able to play Switch 1 games as if they were docked that should have been the way it was originally. But Switch 1 games are emulated on the Switch 2. They're running through some sort of translation layer.
Yeah.
So they were worried that not everything was going to translate well. So I guess they took their time to develop this and make sure everything ran good before they then gave it a performance boost.
Yeah. It's important to note though, however, this does come at the cost of battery performance. So there will be a dip in battery. Your battery will dip quicker with boost on than it will with boost off.
Yeah, it's literally double the resolution.
Yeah,
so
your mileage may vary. You might want to consider what you want to use.
I say crank it up, baby.
Yeah,
what do you got to play for 4 hours for, Remember there were rumors that the Switch 2 was going to have DLSS?
Yeah. I mean,
that would have been very helpful here.
It's got to have something, right? It's got to have some form of
it has DLSS, but it doesn't have a dedicated chip or something.
It has it has a unique version of it. Because Nvidia made the Switch 2 chip.
Now I'm confused at what the deal is with that, because I remember it has something.
It has a custom Nvidia Tegra.
Yeah, that's why everybody thought it was going to have DLSS. But I don't think... Oh, it does have DLSS, but no one uses it. I think Cyberpunk uses it, and that's it.
The Switch 2 supports NVIDIA's DLSS technology via Tensor cores and hardware-enabled ray tracing via RT cores, and supports a variable refresh rate through G-Sync in handheld mode.
How many Switch 2 games support DLSS? multiple Switch 2 games. Cyberpunk, Star Wars Outlaws, Street Fighter 6, The Tourist, the 8K game on PlayStation. Fast Fusion. I think Fast Fusion is a lie. Hogwarts Legacy. Okay, there's a bunch. This is according to the Google AI overview, so take it with a grain of salt. Fast Fusion is one of those games that is always credited as being 120 frames per second, and I think it still is not.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So that's a cool update. If you have a Switch 2, you should give it a try because that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
There were, I mean, a lot of Switch 1 games, just the load times are way better.
Yeah.
They run like, the load times are way better, but they run slightly better too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was testing it, there were some Mario Maker levels that like people would like make Mario Maker levels that slowed down on purpose. Kind of like, you know, you play Mega Man 3 and everything slows down. They would do that in Mario Maker. But on the Switch 2, the level didn't slow down. So it made the level harder on the Switch 2. So give it a try. All right, backlog time.
Backlog.
Forgot to share that screen.
Backlog is a segment of Wulff Den podcast where we go through our entire video game collection, a collection of over 1,099 games. We're going to pick one at random and we're going to talk about it, regardless of whether or not we've played it.
I cooked the animation. Hold on. Gotta find the game now. Metroid Prime 4.
Beyond! For the Nintendo Switch, too.
You did not play this.
I did not play this game.
I played this game. This game is very controversial. A lot of people did not like this game.
Yeah. Very disappointing. Okay.
I didn't play that much of it. I think I did that thing where I play 10 hours and give up. That's my latest thing is I get 10 hours into a game and I'm like, I'm good. I get the gist. I enjoyed it. It was a fun little shooter, but mostly it's like a puzzle game. At least the first couple of hours is like kind of like a simple puzzle game.
Okay.
And I liked that. And I liked the world that it was building.
When you say puzzle game, because like Metroid games, traditionally they are Metroidvania games. They're the first half of that genre name. They're platformers, but they're open world platformers where you explore the land, and the more abilities you get, the more areas of the map you unlock. There's puzzles in like the Metroid Prime games, but you're saying that this is primarily a puzzle game?
There are a lot of puzzles. Okay. I would say, so it's been a long time since I played a Prime game. I think I only played one. You know? Okay, I don't think I played any more than one back in the day. And I kind of got frustrated and stopped playing because I didn't like the backtracking when I was, 10 years old? So you played more Prime games.
I've played Metroid Prime 1 almost to completion, and I played a little bit of Prime 3.
So how do you, those didn't have a lot of puzzles?
They had puzzles.
Like a room had like a puzzle you need to do, but it's a very simple thing. It's like, here's an orb, put it over here, you know?
Yeah, no, it had puzzles, you know, especially like, you know, morph ball puzzles, you know, shooting puzzles and things like that. But they were not like, I would say, the focus of the game. The focus of the game was definitely more so the exploration.
I would say the first few, so the very beginning of the game is like a Call of Duty cinematic. Like you're just shooting a bunch of, you're in like a war zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then like after an hour, I would say it's pretty heavily, like you're shooting things, but it's pretty heavily a puzzle game.
Okay.
Which I wasn't really expecting, but I liked that. I didn't hate that. I went into this with no expectations. I think that this got a lot of gaff because there was 10 years of development, and
there was a lot of like
delayed,
anticipation for this game.
Yeah, there was a lot of anticipation. It's been 20 years since the last Metroid game. This was announced like 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of hype around it, and it definitely did not live up to the hype. I would say this is like an 8 or an 8.5. Which I think is a good game. I think it's worth checking out and playing, but that doesn't live up to the Nintendo standard.
Yeah, I think
it's like at the low end of the Nintendo standard, I would say.
I think also too, like this game was originally being developed by Bandai Namco. It got to a point in development where like Bandai was not hitting like Nintendo's standard. So Nintendo started the whole project over again, giving it to Retro Studios, who made the original Metroid Prime games. But even that development apparently was like fraught, because I think it was Nintendo's idea to try to implement the open world motorcycle sections where you're driving on Viola, her vroom vroom.
You're looking at it right now on screen.
Yeah. And like retro like fought against that, because that really changes like the intent of like what this type of like search action game kind of is. And that was like up until the last minute they were fighting over that. So it didn't have like a smooth development.
Yeah, they restarted development, but it seems like they were forced to keep aspects from the previous development or something. Or maybe it was restarted twice and they had to keep part of it. So it does feel a little disjointed. I didn't really get that far past the open world area. Like the game opens up into a big sand desert. And you drive around in the sand desert. And I really didn't go much past that. I did a little bit of stuff in the little sand desert, and then I kind of like gave up. And I'd imagine that's probably one of the worst parts of the game.
Yeah.
That a lot of people complain about that because it's very barren. There's not a lot going on in that sand area. So I probably would like the game less if I kept playing. But again, I think from what I played, I think it was pretty decent. Like I enjoyed what I played. I did like the little, like, here's another one. You're in like a little room and you got to figure out like how to advance. Maybe you turn into maybe you shoot a wall, a hole breaks open and you turn into a ball and go through it that way. There's like a lot of stuff like that in the beginning. And I didn't hate that. It felt like a cool little puzzle game. It reminded me of like this, like, I've talked about it before. Remember, we thought Blueprints was going to be like that. It was going to be like a puzzle game, and it turned out to be like something really weird.
Yeah.
Mistwood Mansion, Escape from Mistwood Mansion, I think is the game I'm thinking of. Kind of felt a little bit like a game like that.
Okay.
The combat's good. It's fine. Oh, the mouse mode is amazing.
I was going to say, so like this game, it started off as a Switch 1 game. It pretty much became obvious that this was also going to be a Switch 2 game
with
when
some
the first
great
reveal.
advancements.
Yeah. So like, how does it? Have you played it on Switch 1 or just on Switch 2?
No.
Okay.
I only played it on Switch 2. The mouse mode is sick. It was one of the first games I played on the Switch 2 because I got to demo it.
Yes.
At the little demo event before the Switch 2 came out, and they had a little mouse pad set up so you can play the mouse mode, and that was awesome. And I played a lot of the game in mouse mode. I would say maybe like 50% of the game in mouse mode on my desk. And I liked it a lot. It feels like you're playing like almost like a PC game. It is a little weird. There is like some like weird like mouse acceleration or something that is like making it not so much like a PC game, but there is also like a little bit of like auto aim. So like it's pretty cool playing it in mouse mode. Also, this game is 4K 60 when it's docked.
Yeah.
Or 1080p 120.
And how is that?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I played it. So if it's handheld, so most people don't have a 120 hertz screen to play on. You can play it handheld at 720p 120 hertz, which is also great.
Yeah.
I have a monitor, so I played it on that, and honestly, it runs really, really good. It was hard to tell that it was 120 frames. I didn't like film it in slow motion to even see if it was 120 frames. And I play PC games, and it's pretty obvious when you reach high frame rates like that. This one didn't really feel like I was getting the high frame rates, and I think that's just because there's not a lot of like fast action going on. Like it is an action game. It's a first person shooter, but like, again, you're doing a lot of puzzles. So I wasn't really like it. The game looks really beautiful, even at 1080p.
Yeah.
And it runs really well. So all of that was great. But I was expecting a little more from the 120 frames per second. But I don't want to knock too many points because it did run really smooth. And it is a tablet that's running the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I liked what I played. I paid, $70 for the game?
Yeah.
So I only got a couple hours in, but I enjoyed what I played.
Okay.
And I would have liked to have kept playing, but too many games kept releasing and I stopped. And I don't have the same attention span that I used to anymore.
Yeah. I mean, criticisms of it aside, like, I liked the Metroid Prime games I've played in the past. I do like the Metroid game series as a whole. And this game did look good. It did look interesting. I wanted to play it. I still do want to play it. because, criticisms aside, it looks like a game I would want to play.
It is really good. And I think that the criticism is a little exaggerated because, again, there was just so much focus on this game. There was so much hype around it, which just never would have lived up to it.
It probably is the most scrutinized game of this generation, honestly, because, like you said, 18 years since the last game, 8 years since it was announced. Like, aside from GTA 6, like, there's no way this game was not going to get looked at under a microscope.
Yeah. I would give it a solid, 8.3.
Okay.
Which is, I think, a good game.
Yeah.
That's Backlog. Thanks for. Oh, also, you don't need to play any of the other Prime games to play this game. If you want to play Prime, just play this game. It has nothing to do with any of the other Prime games. Thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Next news. We will talk about the Xbox at GDC.
Okay. Let me pull that up. So Xbox was at GDC, the Game Developers Conference, last week. Microsoft's VP of Next Generation, Jason Ronald, was there to talk about the future of Xbox. He said the next Xbox, Project Helix, will have a custom AMD chip and with an order of magnitude increase in ray tracing performance up to and including path tracing.
I want to give The Verge some credit for not having ads all over the fucking page.
Okay.
That's it.
I mean, I still ran into their paywall.
Oh, they have a paywall that explains everything.
Yeah.
I didn't hit their paywall yet.
It's a good thing I wrote down some notes from this. So I
think you can.
If you disable JavaScript, you can bypass the Verge's paywall. Not that we're encouraging that.
That's what I did. That's why I don't.
All right, so that's the first bullet point is that there's going to be advanced ray tracing, including something called path tracing, whatever that is. Apparently, that's the next step in ray tracing.
Wasn't that the last step?
I don't fucking know. It changes every day.
I think that was before ray tracing.
Okay.
Whatever.
It's going to include the next generation of AMD's FSR upscaling technology that relies on machine learning and includes a frame generation that can improve the perceived smoothness of a game by imagining new frames between existing ones.
That is what frame generation is.
Yes.
It is an AI making a frame up.
Yeah. They were quick to point out that alpha versions of Project Helix dev kits will not be available to developers until 2027.
So that means you're not seeing this thing till holiday at the earliest 2027, but most likely 2028.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, even though they're working on this, this too is impacted by all the shortages and stuff because they got to make the fucking things to send to developers.
I'm honestly surprised there's dev kits at all.
Yeah.
I would think this would just be make it on a PC and figure it out.
Yeah. What else is there? Ronald's also confirmed that Xbox and Windows are going to get closer together beyond the fact that Project Helix will also play PC games. He says that PC is becoming an increasingly important part of Xbox. We're bringing the best of Xbox and Windows. We're bringing the best of Xbox to Windows itself. They're going to start rolling out Xbox Mode, the full frame experience that came to the Xbox Ally. Yeah. That's going to start rolling out to more Windows computers in April.
That's cool.
With the goal of having it on every Windows computer.
That is amazing.
That's going to
be really cool.
Such a big deal.
I'm going to be really interested to see how these really sweaty streamers and esports bros, are they gonna run in Xbox mode exclusively because it takes all the system resources out?
Yeah. I mean, I imagine there's gonna be some crazy speedrunner who determines that if you play this game in Xbox mode, you get 2.4 more frames to play with. And stuff.
So what I've been kind of interested in this sort of stuff. And from what I've been seeing, there's a lot of streamers and stuff who go nuts about all of these settings, to optimize your game so it's the fastest that it could be. And they're there's a lot of witchcraft and just urban legends about a lot of the settings that they like say are like bad, like VSync being bad. Like it's really not. In some cases, on some hardware, it's probably better for you. It's not like a one size fits all situation. So, it'll be interesting to see if this like greatly improves performance on like most high end computers.
Yeah.
And like what normal people would if normal people would end up using the Xbox mode.
Also, they said that advanced shader delivery, which compiles shaders so you can download them alongside a game or its updates instead of having to wait when you launch a game, that'll be coming to all Windows PCs in the future.
What is that?
It is advanced shader delivery.
Oh, that's good. So like, you've played a game on your Steam Deck, and you go to play it, and it says generating shaders.
You gotta like sit there for 20 minutes.
Yeah. So on a computer, when you play a game, sometimes it renders the shaders while you're playing, so everything just runs like shit while you're playing for like an hour until it generates the shaders. Or sometimes you'll load the game, and then the game will load the shaders, so it doesn't do it before you open the game. So that's great. You don't have to compile shaders on a console because the shaders are already generated by the developer because they know what your hardware is because it's a console, but they don't know what your hardware configuration is on the PC that you built. So it needs to generate the shaders on your PC so that everything will run good.
Yeah. 2 more points. Microsoft wants game developers to build just one version of the game for both Windows and Xbox instead of building twice. 2 versions for the 2 different platforms.
That's huge because it's easier for developers, and also huge because no one wants to make Xbox games.
And that goes as far as to say that he wants customers, us, to be able to buy one version of the game and it be available on both platforms. Which I think, if anything, that should be the standard for everybody.
Yeah.
You buy the game once and you have it on every platform.
It's easy for Microsoft because they own computers.
Yeah.
So this is how it should have been.
Yeah.
At the very start of Microsoft.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very start of Xbox, it should have been like this.
Did I not put this in? Okay. Just give me 1 second. I will say that they are going to keep the Xbox Play Anywhere initiative going. They started taking down the "this is an Xbox ad campaign" stuff. So like they're just erasing that from the internet. But they are sticking with the Play Anywhere initiative. So yes, you will be able to play on your PC, on your Xbox, on your phone, on your tablet, on your microwave or whatever. But the focus will be on PC and Xbox.
I don't hate the Play Anywhere initiative in theory, but I do hate how confusing it is.
Yeah.
Because some things are streaming, some things are the PC version, some things are the Xbox version. So they're probably getting rid of that because they know it's confusing and they want you to know now in this next generation, it is everywhere.
Yeah.
If you buy this game, you could play it wherever the fuck you want. It's not like the old Xbox.
All right, so this is the last thing. As part of the 25th anniversary of Xbox, the game preservation team will also re-release an unspecified number of older Xbox titles under its games preservation program. Ronald said, as one of the largest publishers in the industry, we feel a deep responsibility to preserve games from the past, and he hints that some of our most iconic first-party franchises are returning this year. Does games preservation mean classic Xbox games are coming to PC? An official summary of Ronald's remarks makes it sound like that. As part of our 25th anniversary later this year, we'll be rolling out new ways to play some of our most iconic games from our past. Ronald wouldn't tell The Verge when asked outside the venue, only saying that more news was coming in conjunction with Microsoft's 25th anniversary of Xbox. So it sounds like they are still committed to backwards compatibility to the point of now they're looking into ways of getting your backwards compatible games playing on other devices.
The dream is to have my Xbox Live Arcade games on PC.
Yeah.
So I can play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle either on Steam or on my Xbox version emulated. Or the GameCube version that I ripped from a Wii on my computer. I have 3 different legitimate copies I can play on the computer.
You will always be able to play Sonic Adventure 2.
But so we talked about this before, but it's rumored that they just straight up hired the Xenia developers, the guys who made the Xbox 360 emulator on PC. They just hired them to work on this. So I think that they are committed to games preservation. I believe them.
That's great. Like, that's honestly like been the one area where Microsoft's been like doing really well is how they've handled backwards compatibility. There's more they can do, obviously, but like to see that they're still talking about it in a post Phil Spencer world is like good to hear.
Yeah. There's some values from the Phil Spencer era that I hope that they continue.
Yeah.
So yeah, this went around. I saw this like as it was developing. They didn't like live stream this or anything, but people were like live tweeting the event. I said, give me that Steam tab you accidentally leaked that one time, because I want because so they showed in an internal document or something, they showed that there was going to be a Steam tab, and then they had an Xbox next to it, so that implied that an Xbox Series X would have a Steam tab, and then I got like roasted because everyone was like, that exists already. No, you dumb fuck, it exists on the PC. I'm talking about on a console. I want that Steam tab, like the next Xbox.
Yeah,
supposedly it's going to be like a PC. So all intents and purposes, we are assuming that there will be a Steam tab, but I want Microsoft to say on the next Xbox, you will be able to play Steam games. I'm looking after every little thing that they say with a little microscope so I can get confirmation so that I don't get my hopes up. So it's all looking great. It's going to be a long time till we see any of this. And Xbox is kind of on its last legs. So they kind of need to, I don't know what the next year is going to be like for them. It's going to be kind of on life support until they get another console like this.
Yeah.
Although there could be enough to sustain them if they get Xbox app with full screen experience on all PCs.
True.
Because if that runs good enough, people are going to be incentivized to buy games straight up from the Xbox store, and that could be huge for them.
You know what's not going to help, though?
What?
Copilot coming to Xbox.
Oh, this is an article.
Yes. Microsoft has announced that its gaming Copilot AI assistant, which has been available in beta on PC, mobile, and the ROG Xbox Ally, will be coming to current-gen consoles in 2026.
And this laptop, there's a Copilot button.
Oh,
I'm going to hit it. Nothing happened.
Okay.
I think I uninstalled it.
I am excited to announce that later this year, we will be bringing Gaming Copilot to the current generation of consoles, and we will continue to bring it to more services that players are playing, said Sonali Yadava, Xbox's gaming AI partner group product manager, revealed at Game Developers Conference panel attended by Games Radar Plus. Presumably, current gen consoles means the Xbox Series X and S, though no specific platforms were called out. As it currently exists on other platforms, Gaming Copilot lets you ask guide-like questions about the game you are currently playing. Microsoft's official site offers an example question like, can you remind me what material I need to craft a sword in Minecraft? You can also ask for game recommendations or your own play history or account details. Helpful, supposedly, if you've forgotten when your Game Pass subscription is set to renew.
You know what? I'm going to use this because I was playing Marathon last night and Wood made me Google something in the middle of the game about the game.
Okay.
So imagine if I could hit a button and be like, hey, Copilot. I don't even remember what I had to look up. Oh, what does a rod look like in Marathon or something? Well, I guess it wouldn't be able to tell me that. You need to know like where things are in the game. And I had to like alt tab and look it up. So I want to try just what button would I hit if I'm on keyboard and mouse?
If you're on keyboard and mouse, wouldn't you hit the Copilot button?
I don't have a Copilot button on my fucking custom home built keyboard.
Well, whatever the Copilot button would be,
I would need to do like a
key command.
I don't have Copilot on my PC.
How do you not have Copilot? They like force it in everything.
They force it in like every new product. I don't know if they force it.
Do you have Windows 11 on your PC?
Yeah.
Because you probably have Copilot then.
I might have just gotten rid of it. I mean, I don't have it on here. Look, I'm hitting the button, nothing's happening. And this came with Copilot. This has a neural engine in it that I've never done anything with.
I genuinely don't think you can just get rid of Copilot.
I'm gonna look. Copilot.
You probably have to enable it.
Microsoft 365 Copilot. Fuck, it's opening Copilot. What can I help you with? Nothing. Go away. The button isn't doing anything for some reason. You can uninstall it. I feel like I would have done that on here. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a keyboard shortcut for Copilot. I'd like to try. I know it's not going to work good. That's why I want to try it, because I want to ask it, hey, Copilot, where do I find the thing in Marathon? It's going to be weird. Anyway. Do you think by the time the next Xbox comes out, Copilot will even be around?
I think by the time the next Xbox comes out, hopefully we'll be past this AI bubble. It'll burst. And, while we're dealing with the fallout of not being able to afford anything, Google will slowly roll back Gemini. Apple will pretend Apple Intelligence never happened. ChatGPT will not exist because it will go out of business. But Microsoft will still try to push Copilot on. Because they kind of have to.
Yeah, they have no choice. Valve clarifies Steam Machine /frame verification requirement.
Yes, so this was also at GDC last week in San Francisco. Valve talked about its Steam hardware family, focusing on just what developers need to do to ensure that their games get verified. Not for the Steam Deck, but specifically for the Steam Machine and the Steam Frame VR headset. Starting with the Steam Machine, Valve notes that there is one very simple box to tick off. If it is verified for Steam Deck, it will be verified for the Steam Machine. However, as the hardware inside the Steam Machine is considerably more potent than the Steam Deck, Steam Machine verification adds a target of 30 frames per second at 1080p to get performance verification. When it comes to the Steam Frame, there is no verification process for games that get streamed to the VR headset because they'll be running natively on your PC. However, standalone play, i.e. using the Frame's ARM chip, does have a verification requirement, with the performance being 90 frames per second for VR games. Anything 2D, though, needs to hit 30 frames per second at 720p.
Yeah, 90 frames is, I think, what they determined some time ago would get rid of motion sickness in VR games. So it needs to be more than 90 frames. Yeah. And that makes sense. I'm interested in the Steam Frame verified situation because, again, that's a completely different architecture.
Yeah. The slideshow presentation on the website goes into a little bit more detail on it. It's legible UI, 90 frames per second. Yeah. Fully compatible with Steam Frame controllers.
I saw somewhere a what do you call it? This is it. This little Steam verified flow chart.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like you said, if it's deck verified, it'll be Steam Machine verified. Otherwise, it needs to be tested on a Steam Machine to make sure that it's machine playable.
They did add for Steam Machine, they want you to hit a target of 30 frames per second at 1080p, which I think most games can do.
On a Steam Machine, sure. I think that's reasonable because Steam Deck is 720p or 800p.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that a Steam Machine that's docked should be able to hit higher than 1080p.
Also, one of the things for deck playable is if there's legibility issues in the defaults.
Oh screen, yeah, that
just will not exist on the Steam Machine.
Back in the day, that was the number one reason for a game not to be verified on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So now it doesn't matter. On Steam Machine, if the text is too small, they're like, fuck it, we'll just publish it anyway. Well, we'll just say it's playable.
That's still an issue. That still docks games for the difference between verified and playable is just whether or not you can read the text. Spoiler alert, you can always read the text. It's not that hard.
Yeah, you just have to put your face next to it. I'm playing Slay the Spire 2. Awesome game.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Steam, and you can play it on your MacBook.
Ooh.
It's giving me the Balatro itch.
Okay.
Yeah. So that game, I've been playing it on a Android phone.
Okay.
And let me tell you, I can't read anything. I gotta put it right next to my face because it's too tiny. So it's understandable. There is like a UI scale, but it doesn't really scale the text that much. It just makes the cards bigger. So yeah, something like that, I would understand why they wouldn't. But I think it's okay to have a big yellow exclamation point and just say small text.
Yeah, like
I think that's totally
I understand
reasonable.
the warning.
Because then I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, I don't care. I want to play it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this all makes sense. This is normal. I do think that Steam, the storefront, has a really bad user interface.
Oh, it's awful.
It's like ugly, convoluted. There's so much information. It's
so,
hard
like,
to
this
parse
has been
through
their UI for like the better part of a decade.
Yeah, and they just keep adding stuff.
Yeah.
There's no hierarchy. It's really confusing. I always have to figure out how to hit the wish list button.
Yeah.
And I do it all the time.
I always have to figure out how to find my wish list.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But what was I getting at? It was pretty simple on a Steam Deck to see if the game was verified to play on the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're adding another thing.
Yeah.
Like you're adding is it Steam Deck verified or is it Steam Machine verified? Now it's split. Now it's a Steam Frame verified. So like when you're on a Steam Machine, it'll be easy.
Yeah.
But if you're on the desktop and you want to know if it's Steam Machine verified versus Steam Deck verified versus Steam Frame verified, it's going to get a little convoluted.
Yeah.
They need a complete overhaul of the UI, and they're never going to do
that. Speaking of which, Jedi Survivor is currently $7 on Steam, but it is currently listed as unsupported on Deck. I think it can technically run on Deck fine.
It's the EA launcher.
Because this says it's graphical settings. You think it's the EA launcher?
The EA launcher is a fucking nightmare. I can't get it to work on anything.
Okay.
Yeah. The Jedi Survivor can run on a phone.
Okay.
It's very optimized.
Okay.
But the EA launcher it messes everything up. There's a way you can like circumvent it, but you gotta do some finagling.
All right. Maybe I'll bite the bullet. Not that I'm gonna play it anytime soon, but like I'll have it.
All right. Next news. Europe to rate all loot boxes PEGI 16 or higher. Is this... We don't have any news about the... Did we talk about last week, the loot boxes? How the New York is suing Valve?
Oh, no, we don't have... I forgot about that.
It's the same, basically.
It's related. So, PEGI, that's the European ratings board for video games, beginning in June, submitting games that contain paid or random items such as loot boxes will be rated 16 under the Pan-European Games Information, PEGI, age rating system. The June changes also extend to in-game purchases, online communication, and pressure to play through incentives to revisit a game such as daily quests. Full changes are as follows. Paid random items, games containing paid random items such as card packs, gacha systems, or keys to unlock random items will be rated PEGI 16. Social casino games will be rated PEGI 18.
What's a social casino game?
I guess it's just like casino games.
Like
casino games where you bet real money.
So hold on. So Balatro, I remember, got a PEGI 18 rating because it's poker-esque.
Yeah.
Not that there's any actual money involved or anything.
Right.
So I'm wondering if that's what they mean. If it's just a casino game at all.
Social casino implies that like there's like an online multiplayer element to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like you're like putting up real world money against other people.
What is a social casino game?
So you looked that up. That was like the big one. In-game purchases, games that offer time or quantity limited offers, such as paid battle passes or countdown timers, will be rated PEGI 12. If the in-game controls are included that turn off spending by default, this will be lowered to PEGI 7. Any game with purchases linked to NFTs that are required to play and can be traded will be rated PEGI 18. So they really don't want kids touching NFTs.
So a social casino, according to just some shit on Google, says it's just playing casino games. Sometimes it's like on Facebook how you can like play casino games. But that's it. It not necessarily betting for real money, you know, which is like a little insane.
Yeah.
It's like a little egregious.
Pressure to play. Any game that offers incentives to revisit or play by appointment, such as daily quests or login streaks, will be rated PEGI 7. Games that include paid battle passes with rewards that become unattainable if certain goals are not met will be rated PEGI 12. Likewise, games in which the players acquire content or status can be lost if they do not return to the game will also be rated PEGI 12. Lastly, safe online gameplay. In the rare cases in which a game offers completely unrestricted communication functionality without any reporting system, it will be rated PEGI 18. The new rules will only apply to games that are submitted for classification from June onwards.
So I'm not opposed to much of this.
No.
So the pressure to play one is like if a game rewards you for logging in every day, they'll rate it PEGI 12.
Yeah.
Go higher. Fuck it. Like some of these that's like
it's
that
like,
can get really egregious.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's understandable why they would want to like implement all these like strict changes to their rule set. I would say especially like the loot box situation. Like it may sound like defaulting it to like 16 is like pretty strict, but like there have been countless situations of like kids like getting a hold of parents' credit cards.
I think loot boxes should be regulated like heavily.
Yeah.
I think that the UK rating board is a little heavy-handed when it comes to casino games in general. If I want to put a fucking golden nugget casino in my Game Boy, I don't have to be 18 to play poker, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not betting real money here. They think that it's like, they think that that is prepping you for spending your money in a real casino, which is not true. Like if you have actual playing cards in your hand, you're playing poker with your friends, it's not incentivizing me to go to the casino and bet real money because I like the game poker. The whole casino aspect is you're addicted to wanting more money. It's not I'm addicted to poker, I'm addicted to the money part of the poker.
Yeah.
And if that's not involved, then that has nothing to do with anything. But in the case of loot boxes, it's pretty rough. Even in a game like Fortnite or in a game like even Overwatch, like it's a little like crazy.
Yeah.
The way that loot boxes are implemented and the way that they're incentivized and the kids are like, Mom, Dad, I need V-Bucks so I can keep rolling these, or like Counter-Strike cases. It's like a little much. People can lose a fuck ton of money on stuff like that. The other article we were mentioning, or the other news topic we were mentioning was Valve being sued by the New York government for some reason.
Specifically, it was a court case filed by New York Attorney General and like number 16 on Trump's enemies list, Letitia James, filed suit against Valve for like incentivizing loot boxes and like basically like, you know, all the things we were talking about, like, you know, entrapping kids to like, you know, access them and like unrestricted like prevalence of them on Valve.
I like Valve a lot. They definitely need to be scrutinized for that.
Yeah, they were the ones who like popularized it with TF2, like with all the hats and stuff. We kind of just like forget that,
and the whole Counter-Strike ecosystem got like crazy. Like the way it works right now is you put your money in, you get the loot box. Let's say you get something crazy. You like you have to sell it on a third party site. Like the money stays in Steam. Like it's an Northern Lion was saying it's an ATM that you can't take your money out of. It's a one-way ATM. So yeah, they need to be regulated and scrutinized for that. And I think that that's really dangerous for people who are under 18. It's even dangerous for people over 18 who don't have a lot of money and could easily sink all of their money into that. I said something like this on Twitter, and people were arguing that it's like Pokemon cards.
That's what Valve said.
And I think that should be regulated the exact same.
Yeah.
That is gambling. Pokemon cards is gambling. It's just allowed for a 10-year-old to do it for some reason.
It's tricky because, like, on the surface, like, blind bag stuff is not necessarily gambling because, like, you know, there's no real exchange of money outside of, like, the initial purchase.
And that's how CSGO skins are.
Right.
Because you have to use a third-party website to sell the skins. And just like blind boxes, you have to use eBay to sell the skins.
Yeah.
And right now, it's big on, like, TikTok Shop to, like, flip the Pokemon cards, like to open them up and sell them, and it's gambling. It's legal gambling.
Yeah,
because people get the Pokemon cards, they put it in a sleeve, they grade it, and then they're like, oh my god, I got $1 million. Nobody makes money doing that.
Yeah,
it's all a scam.
You know, I mean, like that's. I feel like that is more of like a conversation about like the, you know, the speculative collector's market. You know, because that's everything from like trading cards to video games to action figures to comic books to
yes, except this is a loot. Pokemon cards are a loot box. Like a comic book is different because that's a comic book. Yeah, I want Batman number 27.
Yeah,
I'm going to a comic book shop. I'm buying Batman number 27. I want first edition Charizard card.
Yeah.
Let me get a blind box and see if it comes out of it.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think there are, you know, there's like, you know, with everything, there's like, you know, there's gray areas, there's like wiggle room and stuff like that. I think the problem with video games, though, is that it is much easier for developers to abuse the system and take advantage of their player base's trust in them to, you know, just siphon more money out of them.
Their goal is to keep you playing as long as possible. Yeah. So part of this regulation is getting you to log in every day. So if they're trying to like coax you into doing that, which can be really influential for like a little dumb kid. You know?
And I've, you know, what sucks too is I thought we were past this with the whole Battlefront 2 situation. Like EA caught so much shit from that. And like it became a firestorm around the world.
That's because they hadn't the big game companies hadn't yet tricked us into living with loot boxes.
Yeah.
We had like Overwatch gave us loot boxes in a way that we like were kind of comfortable with because they were all cosmetic items and you couldn't sell them or anything. And then Battlefield was just like, loot boxes.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, we don't want that in our $60 game. They're like, all right, no more loot boxes. And then like a year later, they were like, here's your loot boxes again. And then we were fine with it. And then every other game just started adding loot boxes.
I mean, that's everything though. That's all the bad things in video games. That's, you know, season passes for games that don't need season passes. That's like, you know, DLC, which is essentially just the rest of the game. That's, you know, patches for games that like should have been finished, you know, ahead of time and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and we just became complacent with it.
Yeah, they just needed to coax us into it. They need to slowly corner us into.
Yeah.
And that's why it needs to be regulated because they've successfully tricked us, and now people are just dumping all of their money into these loot boxes, thinking they can either get rich, which is insane, or you know, they just want a nice skin that's just extremely rare that they're never going to get.
Right.
Griffinix in the chat, I got to yell at you. You said, not necessarily, Bob. You can buy singles for the cards you want on the third-party market, not from the actual store, you dumb fuck.
Griffin X, I appreciate your patronage to this Wulff Den podcast, but I do have to agree with the angry one over here. Like, it's not as simple as like going on Pokemon.com and buying individual
The whole idea
cards.
is that like some of these cards are worth thousands of dollars, and they trick you into thinking that you can do that by getting a $5 pack.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason that they're as popular as they are.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, again, it's not just Pokemon. It's also like Magic the Gathering. It's also like other popular trading card games. Those are the only two ones I can think of right now, though.
They all are gambling. All of them. If it's a blind box, it's gambling. And you're insane if you don't see that. Just because it's got cute Pokemon on it doesn't mean it's you know, innocent.
Yeah. This is mildly off topic. There's a Sonic the Hedgehog Justice League crossover line of figures, and they sell.
I saw them outside of Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, no, they sell them at Target now.
I was like, what the hell is
it's like
Shadow doing right now?
It's like some DC Sonic crossover, whatever. But like they make toys of it now, and they sell blind bags.
I think it was like Shadow and Darkseid. I was like, what the?
It should be Shadow's team up is with Batman.
There was a box with like a bunch of toys in it.
Oh yeah, so they sell a box with like Darkseid, and then Sonic is the Flash, Shadow is Batman.
I was like, huh? I was like, what bootleg bullshit is this? And then I looked and I was like, no, it's normal.
Like they sell blind bags of those figures, but like if you know the code on the back of it, you can tell what those are. Because like every figure has its individual code. Yeah.
It's a little hack.
Yeah.
You got a little hack.
You gotta know the hacks.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah, no,
I think that's gambling too.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's only gambling if there's a rare in it. You know, one of them's like a 1 in 20 chance of winning. Then it's like, I mean, it's always gambling, but like that's like the worst.
Yeah. Also, too, like, you know, cosmetic or not, like, loot boxes do provide an unfair advantage, like for certain gamers, because like, you know, you're not getting the same game then. You know, it could be something as, you know, innocuous as like my gun is red and your gun is blue. Or it could be something important like I get a loot box, it gives me a pistol, you get a loot box, and it's a rocket launcher, you know?
Yeah, it's almost never anything that gives you like an actual advantage.
No, but like it could easily become that.
What's crazy is these extraction shooters where you just randomly get a gun that's super powerful. Like that happens. Yeah. Anyway. That's the loot box corner. Former Overwatch lead reveals ultimatum given him by higher ups. I didn't watch this full podcast. This is what the hell's his name?
Lex
Jeff
Friedman.
Kaplan on the Lex Friedman podcast.
Yes.
I didn't watch the whole podcast, but I watched a lot of clips back to back, and it is very interesting, and he has a lot of good things to say.
Specifically, former Overwatch lead Jeff Kaplan has claimed that due to financial pressures brought on by Overwatch League, he was given an ultimatum by the then Blizzard CFO to essentially make sure Overwatch meets certain revenue goals, or 1,000 developers will lose their jobs. As Kaplan explains it, the huge amount of investment money poured into the Overwatch League led to resources spent on features like Twitch integration, a spectator camera, and more. After all, the Overwatch League was sold to investors, according to Kaplan, as an industry-changing affair. Originally, the business model was going to be that we were going to do in-person events, and there were going to be big-ticket sales and merch and all that. I think really quickly everybody learned that we can't do in-game events when we have a London team and a Shanghai team. How does this work? So that fell apart quickly. The merch was good, but it wasn't going to make NFL money, whatever insanity people thought was going to be. Kaplan described Overwatch plans going out the window as a result. These investors and Blizzard would look at the game itself to pick up the slack, to sell more, to give esports adventure more and more. The pressure comes onto the team, and the pressure ships to ship Overwatch 2, and then all the care and love that we had for the live game and the live service. Like, let's make events, new heroes, maps. We're losing all these resources. Kaplan describes the situation as the biggest fuck you moment I've had in my career, and what broke both Kaplan personally as well as his career at Blizzard. The exact figures on these revenue targets were left redacted due to confidentiality agreements Kaplan signed that's seemingly still intact.
And it really doesn't matter the money that was the amount of money that was involved.
No, it was just the fact
that the sentiment of the whole thing.
Yeah, the fact that they tried to make he literally said they tried to make Overwatch League bigger than the NFL, which is
that's what they presented to investors.
Yeah,
which is just a great over-exaggeration that you can never live up to.
But that's what investors expected then.
Yeah.
And like when it obviously didn't happen, now all of a sudden it's Jeff Kaplan's fault, even though he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you're starting development on Overwatch and you think you have all this creative freedom or whatever, and then Activision comes in and is like, because Blizzard used to be, they say this in the podcast, Sandy Goodman, IGN,
Sydney Goodman.
I always get her fucking name wrong. Sydney Goodman had a great short about how Blizzard used to be the greatest game company in the world. Yeah. Banger after banger after banger. Mm-hmm. And then the second Activision bought them, trash after trash after trash.
I have Jason Schreier's book on Blizzard, and I should just sit down and read it, because every excerpt I read of it is like the most fascinating look into like game development like you'll ever see. Because it really is the story of like, being on top, and then like the worst people in the world come over and just ruin your day every day.
Yeah, the Jeff Kaplan goes on and on about how it's all the suits that are like basically putting these like super unrealistic expectations on you as a creative. You're the creative that is creating the product that they are selling, but they're making you do all of these things. Like, for example, they had to spend a lot of development time putting the esports teams' skins in the game.
Yeah.
Instead of working on the single player. Or they had to figure out how to do the spectator mode for the esports team instead of working on the single player. So we lost out on a lot of content from Overwatch because of stuff like that. And we all know the disaster that was Overwatch 2. Yeah. Overwatch 2 was supposed to be a single player. That was the whole reason they were relaunching it. And then they were like, no, we can't have it and forget it. We're just going to do a single, a multiplayer. And that's all that's all Activision's fault. It's all the suit's fault.
It's like peak notable idiot Bobby Kotick.
Overwatch 1, when it came out, was amazing. It was a very good game.
Yeah.
It was a good game for a long time. And then it kind of fell off, and a lot of other games sort of caught up, and they made their own versions. And Marvel Rivals is like 10 times better than Overwatch.
Yeah.
And then Overwatch 2 came out, and it was barely a change, because really, if it was a single player, it would have been a huge change.
And what made matters worse is that like the erased Overwatch 1 from existence basically when Overwatch 2 came out.
Overwatch has a great lore and like story around it. So like being able to experience that in like a single player, no matter how small it is, even if it's like a little 8-hour game, that's to support like a new full game, that would be cool. And that would get them a lot of money. But no, they flubbed it because they're worried about he even talks about how basically they, like after a game is live for a certain amount of time, it's going to start to lose some players until you make the 2.
Yeah.
And they were forced to meet, more money every year. You got to make more money and more money and more money. And that's just not sustainable. That's not how, it's not how a creative work works,
Yeah. And, I don't necessarily think things are better under Microsoft right now, because they still farted out a yearly Call of Duty. That was the worst selling Call of Duty in recent memory. So
yeah, I'm hoping that was like obligations that they had to fulfill prior to the acquisition. But I don't know. What's your name? Alex in the chat is reminding us that Gale of Darkness is now available on Nintendo Switch Online. It was tweeted 37 minutes ago by Nintendo.
Thank you.
GameCube game, Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness.
Yes. Unrelated, Metal Gear Solid: The Master Collection Volume 2 is up for pre-order on Steam.
Okay. So we don't pre-order games though.
No.
Pokemon Go used to train delivery robots. I heard about this.
This week, Niantic Spatial, part of the team behind Pokemon Go, announced a partnership with Coco Robotics, a company that makes short-distance delivery robots for food and groceries. Soon, those robot couriers will scout around sidewalks using Niantic's Visual Positioning System, or VPS, a navigation tool that can reportedly pinpoint location down to a few centimeters by looking at nearby buildings and landmarks. Niantic trained that VPS model on more than 30 billion images captured by Pokemon Go users and claims it will help robots operate in areas where GPS falls short. In other words, all that time users spent wandering around playing Pokemon Go will now help determine how well a courier robot can deliver your takeout. It's a stark example of how crowdsourcing data seemingly collected for one purpose can be quietly repurposed years later for something quite different. It turns out that getting Pikachu to realistically run around and getting Coco's robots to safely and accurately move through the world is actually the same problem. Niantic Spatial CEO John Hanke said in a recent interview with MIT Technology Review.
So I did see that they did warn users about this.
Really?
There was a pop-up that came up that said your AR data will be used for other things.
Okay.
I don't know if it was an opt-in or anything. Like, there's just an okay button as far as I recall. But they did tell everybody that
well,
that was
either way,
happen.
like, it kind of sucks that, like, you think you're doing one thing and, like, all of a sudden now, like, your data is being used to, like, do something else. Like, look, it opens the door for, we're talking about, like, opening the door for stuff with, like, loot boxes and shit. This opens the door for, like, a lot of other things, like location data, you know, personal data, you know, things like that, just getting farmed out to other people without you knowing it.
We talked about it last week, how like the meta glasses were being, like, your recordings on the meta glasses were being sent to I don't know, some country where where real humans were like looking at them and parsing through the data, and it was everything, even stuff that you didn't know was being recorded. Like, if you ask the meta glasses something, it turns on the camera, doesn't show that it's turning on the camera, but that stuff is being sent to people. So it's all sorts of videos were being seen by people. So, like, that is a problem. If it's just like a Google Maps style mapping of like a city block, like, I don't really care.
I mean, it's
anonymous. It's not a big deal.
Again, it seems innocuous, and, like, it's probably, like, you know, one of the better use cases, but, like, still, I basically did free work for them. You know?
Pokemon Go is a reskin of a game that Niantic made called Ingress that I used to play many moons ago. So when I saw that Pokemon Go is, like, basically the exact same thing, I was like, they are using this. Also, it was created by people who made Google. It was created by people who made Google Earth.
Yeah.
The walls are closing in on us.
The girl's gonna just pop through.
Yeah.
Good thing you got these lights.
That's for Resident Evil 9 reference. When I knew it was the people who made Google Earth and it was already a previous game, I was like, our data is being used.
Yeah.
Like, this is very obviously going to be sold. And Niantic made a ton of money. The guy who made it, I think, sold it and bailed.
Yeah.
And this is just proof that they're making even more and more money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was never going to, like, AR, like, my naked body. You know, like, I knew that opening Pokemon Go was, like, you know, my data is not safe, basically.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to catch all those Pokemon, so it was worth it for me. It is about that time again for the podcast. Let's go. What does that mean?
It's been about time for the podcast.
Fans slam new Tomb Raider skins. Why?
Not
sexy enough?
No, because they look like shit. Tomb Raider fans have slammed Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 Remaster's latest patch and outfits, claiming they can't accept this level of quality. Within hours of last week's free patch going live, fans flooded social media to share images of melting sunglasses, clipping accessories, pixelated and squiggly textures, nonsensical AI slop symbols, and painted on straps and detailed instead of 3D ones. Said one fan, "I'm sorry, but even if it's free, this is nowhere near acceptable. The outfits have caused such backlash, in fact, that the lead artist on the remaster, Giovanni Luca, immediately distanced himself from them, writing on Twitter, 'Hey folks, just to clarify, I was not involved in the art direction of this new patch with the challenge mode for Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remastered. None of the original developers at Saber were involved in it. It's not just the quality of these skins that has players upset either. This patch has broken more than ever before. Instead of adding the things that fans have demanded, such as sprinting, ducking, or the hybrid controls from the 456 remaster, they have delivered only new bugs,' explains someone else, with some players even losing their save files."
It's free. Don't use it.
Well, it's free, but like it's an update, so like it will override.
Just don't use the skins. It's free skins.
Okay, it's not. It's the point isn't the fact that they're free. The point is that like they're pushing out low quality effort in an attempt to get you to keep playing the game. Like
it looks like PS2 graphics. It fits.
No, like okay, maybe Tomb Raider is a bad example of this, but imagine if, like in Resi 9, like they release a free outfits for you. Like
I would just not use them.
Okay, but like, can I finish my fucking sentence? Like you get to wear Leon's cop costume in Resi 9, but like it's a low quality, like very badly designed version of the costume. Like you wouldn't find that like kind of insane that they would like fart out something like that?
No, I wouldn't use it. I think that this is relatively normal.
No, like when they push out like costume designs, like there's a level of quality to them. The other costumes available in this game don't look this terrible.
I think that looking at these screenshots, the game doesn't look that good. The whole rest of the image doesn't look that good.
I mean, the game...
It looks like a shitty DLSS upscale of original Tomb Raider.
I mean, like, look, like the Tomb Raider remastered as is like this weird, like, graphical overhaul to it. I think they were trying to go for like a Master Chief Collection type deal, but like, there's only so much you could do on like clearly the budget they had. But like, they made the game, I think the skins are like the most upfront thing that's wrong with it. Like the patch did like, introduce new bugs to the game and like in some cases like erase save files. Like,
well, that's the most egregious.
Right.
That is very bad.
Right. It's just that
I would lose my mind.
The costumes really are like the face of it, if you will.
Mm-hmm. I think that some of these, like even the one with like all the chains, it kind of just looks like a PS2 asset. Kind of fits the vibe.
I mean, I think they could at least try better than that, especially when the other alternate costumes in the game look significantly better than that.
Yeah, they're bad. People are calling it AI slop. Is it confirmed that it's AI?
I mean, it looks like it.
I think they're just ugly.
No, I think because like some of the symbols are like what you see in like AI generated stuff. A lot of the like the one with the buckles, like the buckles are not like latching in the right spots.
That just looks like a PS2 texture. Like the chain looks like just an image that you would see like textured on to like a PS2.
Yeah, and that's very low effort for like a game that could have easily done like a 3D render of it.
Yeah, they're bad. I don't think this is worth like making a big stink about. They're just ugly and stupid.
I think you are an apologist.
I'm apologizing for a
free
skin laziness. That costs you nothing.
For corporate laziness.
So it would have been better if they did nothing.
Yes.
That's insane. All right, next news. I saw this on Twitter and I was like, that looks awesome. And then I zoomed in and I was like, never mind, I hate it.
Really?
Yep.
Revoltech unveils a highly detailed Naked Snake figure for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, faithfully crafted right off the screen. Snake is packed with detail and articulation that helped keep his stealth moves possible. Kyoto was Kyoto has included a variety of swappable hands, binoculars, pistols, a knife, and an assault rifle, a box to hide under, and a frog collectible. If fans pre-order directly from the Kyoto store, they can also acquire an extra eye patch head sculpt. Pre-orders are set to arrive in Japan next week for roughly $82 and have a February 2027 release. It is also available on Big Bad Toy Store for $95 with a $9.50 down payment.
The accessories look cool. You get a little frog guy.
You get an exclamation point that you can put on other characters for Snake to hide behind.
I think everything is really cool except his damn face. I hate the way he looks in Metal Gear Delta. I think this is not Snake. This is a completely different person.
Do you, even with the eye patch, you think it like...
I don't even see the one with the eye patch.
I mean, the eye patch, I think, kind of helps, honestly. Because, like, it obscures it more.
Oh, it's the first picture.
Yeah.
His whole face shape is different.
Well, yeah, it's like we talked about before. This was not made by...
I know. I hate that. I hate everything else. His whole outfit is nice. I like
mean,
that.
Yeah.
And then the toy looks really nice.
Yeah. I mean, they probably have to use... I mean, no, because like they're releasing the Master Collection. Those are the original games. Like they can't use that art style.
Well, this is the Delta Snake Eater one.
I will say Kyoto also did in this line, a Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden
and
NES.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
That one's awesome.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
So...
I almost bought that, and then there was like one level of like click I had to do that talked me out of it. I almost got it.
It's, you know, Kyoto, they're import companies, so they're Japanese companies, so like their stuff is not the easiest to get in America, and it's always much more expensive than shit you can find at Target.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like $130.
That's how much
the
figures cost.
And I really wanted it, and then I went to get it, and there was like or it's not out yet, is what it is.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. This is the pre-order that's not available till next year. So
yeah.
So it's gonna be a while. And that was your Get Well to Toy Fair next year segment.
Anyway. There you go. That's all the news.
Yeah.
We did everything.
Hooray.
Tweet of the week. Tweet of the week.
Oh my
Tweet of
God.
the week.
Jazz hands.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh boy.
So that means Pitbull has to tweet Happy St. Patrick's Day, and it's a picture of him in front of a green background where someone shittily photoshopped himself pink, and he's got a red beard.
Wait, red?
His beard is clearly red.
Oh, he did this himself. He 100% did this himself.
This is fucked up, man.
You didn't even say the best part. It's St. Pit Rick's Day.
Oh, I did not even notice that. And he says Dolly? Is that like his thing?
Dale.
Dale, okay. Cool,
He
man.
could do no wrong.
All right, we're talking to you guys.
Yes, let's talk to people who have comments on last week's Wulff Den podcast over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Wulff Den podcast. And then we'll get to everybody who paid us.
Okay,
today.
we'll do last week first.
Yeah.
Bing. Lou the Lunatic, not like Nintendo is going to undo the price increases when the tariffs go away. Switch 1 games should not be $85 Canadian, and I would love to see $100 Switch 2 games to go down to $90, like they did for the Tears of the Kingdom release. He's talking about Canadian prices.
Yeah.
I have not played Bonanza, Air Riders, or Pokopia because of these stupid prices. Yeah, a lot of these companies are not bringing prices down.
Oh, absolutely not. No. Yeah. They're gonna say all the right things. They're gonna like use all the flowery language. Like, you ain't getting your money back.
Yeah.
I was listening to an interview with the CEO of Hasbro, and he said, like, we're not gonna refund people.
There are rare cases where they do bring prices down, but I don't see Nintendo doing that. They know what they could charge, unfortunately. Europe, but so far they haven't raised the prices yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about Canadian game prices, but
Yeah.
Europides says, am I insane, or where are the special edition Nintendo Switch 2 controllers? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. They are so boring. Where's the color ones? It's the first year of the Switch 2.
Yeah, we're not getting anything like really cool for a while.
I'm shocked we even got a color swap
Yeah.
as early as we did.
Yeah.
Faruquad says, as someone who's used Windows for years, I wanted to argue with you filthy Mac peons But then you mentioned the let's get you finished setup, remind you in 3 days thing. And yeah, I have no argument. I've been dealing with that since 2019. It's so annoying. Every once in a while, I'll turn my PC on and the whole screen, it's full screen advertisement, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, want to get set up or remind you in 3 days?
Look, no operating system is perfect, but Microsoft has been going out of its way to make itself less perfect every day.
Oh, it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Izuku says, you know you're unpopular when the gamers are on the side of Nintendo's lawyers.
Yeah.
It's a very good point.
Yeah.
Virtual Alter Ego says, hey, Bob, did you know that you canonically exist in, quote, The Mask, the animated series, as a wolf named Bob Wolf? Started rewatching it on Tubi, and the poster appears in the first minute or so of the episode in Stanley's room. I've never heard this before in my life. I'm going to need to see a picture of it.
You're going to need to go on Tubi and watch The Mask, the animated series.
Poster appears in the first minute or so of the episode in Stanley's room.
That's so vague because,
Yeah, that's a little vague.
Stanley is the mask.
Somebody's got to find a picture
Yeah.
of this. I'm going to read all the people who gave us money.
Yes.
Gutter is a tool. Thanks for the 36 months. J Buggy, thanks for the 86 months. 86, switch to boost mode is so freaking awesome. I haven't tried it yet. I think next week's video is going to be about the Switch too, so I'll probably try it for that. King Neba with the 4 months. Spankwise, thanks for the 55 months. These streaks make me feel old. Still love the videos. Hope all is well, Wolf Bros. All is well. Thank you so much. Papa Labman, thanks for the 9 months. Let's go. Happy anniversary, Bob and Will. When's the baby coming? You mean our baby? It's been 9 months, so you tell me. Cooter Looter, thanks for the 2 months. My girlfriend is hogging the living room TV playing Balatro right now. I told her how you held it in such high regard. Long story short, after a month, she has over 150 hours played. Jesus Christ. I don't think I have 150 hours played, and I played a lot of that game. I don't even know how to check because I have it on iPhone.
Oh, there's got to be what. It doesn't say in Game Center?
We'll find out. War Machine, thanks for the 23 months. Blackbird, thanks for the 39 months. Big Durg, thanks for the 25 months. Having the pre-order bonus for Snake be his eye patch face when you can't even get that skin in the game until he has his eye patch is ridiculous. Well, that's canonically accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Productivity, thanks for 4 months. My ticket for the Secret Elite show. Oh, yeah. The bonus episode we're going to do in a little bit. You can, so if you're subscribed on Twitch, we stream the bonus episode to Twitch right after this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're subscribed, you get to see it. I just realized this last week. All of the bonus episodes were free for everybody after they go up as a VOD because Twitch streams it to subscribers, and then when it is a VOD, it just published it.
Right.
So I'll try not to do that again. But yeah, if you're a Twitch subscriber, you can just stay here and see it. If you're a YouTube member, you have to link to your Discord. It's a whole pain in the ass. I'm sorry. And if you're a Patreon supporter, it'll be posted to the Patreon. Anyway, where's my chat? Bing. Was that everything? Yes, that was everything.
All right. But there's YouTube.
I forgot about YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Oh, there it is. Raccoon Formality with $5. Hello, if you go to the Nintendo Dev Portal website, it says they aren't accepting requests for access to the dev environment for the Nintendo Switch 2 still. Okay, good night.
Really?
They give us $5. Yeah. So they did for a little bit.
Okay.
And they showed it. I guess they got too many requests.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
There was one from McBedtime for $5. Hello, my name is Tariff Market Conditions, and I am sorry for all the problems I've caused. Please accept this coupon for $5 off your next technology.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Professor Rock with $5. Hey, Will, here's $5 to upgrade your AI thumbnail app. Let's get those looking more like you.
No, get bent. I'll use it on drugs. I'll use your $5 on drugs. I posted, remember last week, the plugin I had on Chrome like generated a thumbnail for us.
Oh yeah,
it was awful. I posted it on Blue Sky, and people were like, "Oh yeah, no." I showed my wife. She's like, "Ah."
What did I say about it? You were not you.
No, I did not look like me at all.
The rest of it, I was pretty surprised by. But then it just made up text. Like the text was like not accurate to what the video was about at all. Yeah.
So
is that all of them? Because I can't.
That's
see.
all of them.
Okay.
I do want to just say I found the clip from The Mask, the animated series.
Okay. I'm shocked.
It says Bad Wolf.
Ooh, it does look like Bob because the bottom of the A is cut off.
Yes. But you know what?
Can you put that in the keep so I can pull it up?
I will
on screen?
put that in the keep.
Hold
on, let me take.
Or in the chat, or wherever you can put it. I wanted to bring up people in the chat were arguing about Pokemon cards being gambling. And I saw the argument was that every pack has a holographic in it.
Mm-hmm.
But not every my argument is not every holographic is worth anything.
Right.
Some of them are worth things. And then I saw people arguing, well, Pokemon Company's not coming up with the prices. No, but they're coming up with the rarity.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't care if you're selling. They could crack down on people selling stuff. They don't do that because they know they can make a lot of money off of it. It is gambling. There's no way around this. It's okay if you like it. You just like gambling.
Right.
I like gambling sometimes,
Yeah.
but I'm of age.
Yeah. They would have to like completely redo like what Pokemon cards are. Like they tell you what's in the pack.
Yeah,
And then I guess they make like certain packs like harder to get than others.
yeah. If they did, they know what they're doing.
Right.
They want you to buy 1 million packs to get the card that you want.
Yeah.
If they wanted you to be able to buy the individual card so that you can play with that card, they would just sell the individual card, but they don't because they want you to buy the pack in hopes that you will maybe someday get the card. Each set absolutely has chase cards that you're gambling for. A 52-cent holo in each pack doesn't make it less gambling. Yeah, because some of the holos are worth hundreds of dollars, and they're preying off of you hoping that you get the card that's worth hundreds of dollars. I mean, as long as baseball cards and sports cards have been around, same thing, right? Yes.
Yeah, but
it's all the same.
It's sports, so it's socially acceptable.
Yeah.
Because your dad liked them and your granddad liked them and his dad liked them.
Yeah, it's not any less gambling. Except like back in the day when it started, you were like trading the cards, you know? But you were like tricking other kids into giving you the expensive cards.
Yeah.
So like it's a little different. Anyway, we're in the chat.
Yeah.
Edward Bova, you might want to add this article to your backlog today. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond began development due to a request from Nintendo America.
Problem is we already did the backlog. So unless you invent time travel, we can't go back and do the backlog again.
When you were talking about loop boxes, you forgot to talk about the other two big things that PEGI ratings board was going to regulate, one being voice chat and regulating toxicity. That's fine too.
We said that. Where's the article?
Something like Animal Crossing asking you to play every day and Fortnite asking you to play every day. Yeah, no, we talked about all of that.
Safe online gameplay. In rare cases in which a game offers completely unrestricted communication functionality, it will be rated PEGI 18.
I didn't talk about how I played Pokopia.
You did. How was it?
I understand why everybody likes it so much. Because it is just Animal Crossing, but better. Like, Animal Crossing is great, but it has some, UI issues. It's a little slow. You have to walk within a grid and whatever. Right. And this is just a better UI, more fluid. Okay. It's easier to understand what you have to do. It makes you want to do things, it gets you hooked into it like at a very early stage. There's basically no tutorial. It just throws you right in. And there are Pokemon in it.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I feel like the Pokemon do a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, literally. They help you build stuff. But it is, I understand why everybody, if I had less games to play, that would be my game. But I have a lot of games I'm playing right now, all of a sudden, randomly. Yeah. It's been, the last 2 weeks have been insane because for months I haven't had anything to play.
Right.
Now all of a sudden I have a million things to play. Is it artificially locked to the Switch 2 or is the game too much for the Switch 1? I don't know how to answer that. They could definitely have made a Switch 1 version, but I don't think it's necessary. It adds more dev time and get the Switch 2. They need to have some Switch 2 exclusives. And this is just one of them.
Yeah.
I think it's a reasonable Switch 2 exclusive. Animal Crossing New Horizons, the character personality is dead. I think that the characters have personality, but this one, Pokopia, the Pokemon are like funny. They have like actual like, it feels like they spent time writing it. It feels good. And it doesn't feel like there's like a lot of dialogue like there is in Animal Crossing. It feels like you get through it pretty easily. What should we talk about in the bonus episode?
What should we talk about in the bonus episode?
Oh, I had an idea. Oh, wait, I had an idea. But I think that's an idea for a main episode.
Oh.
I use ChatGPT to take all of our backlog games and find the Metacritic scores and the IGN scores.
Okay.
And gave me the lowest scored, a list of the lowest scored ones on both Metacritic and IGN.
Okay.
I think that would be a good main video if we have nothing to talk about.
Okay.
We can go through the worst games that we have.
Okay.
And ChatGPT also said, this is a very good collection of games. You happen to only really have great games. And that's a good point.
Thank you, robot. I know I have good tasting games.
Because I think in the top 10, in the lowest 10 games, like some of them are like 68s. You know, they're like pretty up there.
That's
they're not even that terrible.
Sometimes a 68 is what you need.
Yeah. A lot of them are like in the 60s. Tell us the lowest one? No. That'll be a main episode. If any modern Pokemon game had an ounce of decent dialogue, it would be substantially better. Yeah, it would be like a visual novel, and I would not mind playing it. I think Pokemon Black is supposed to have like a good story. I gotta get through that more. ChatGPT said that to me too. You're not that special. I mean, I'd imagine most people's collections, they're buying good stuff. They're not buying trash. You know, nobody's out there trying to seek out trash, except for maybe there's definitely some bad games. I was like, I want this because it's bad.
Well, I mean, there are also people who try to get complete collections, every physical copy of, this system or whatever. And like most of the time, like I'd say like more than half of a video game system's library is garbage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially like things like the Wii, where like there was just shovelware after shovelware.
Yeah, I'd say modern systems, most games are like just mid. I would say like most games aren't like absolute trash. I think that they've gotten pretty good at regulating their storefronts, at least the consoles.
Yeah.
Steam, no. Most Steam games are horrible. I mentioned a YouTuber, I forgot her name already, but she every once in a while will play the newest games that day. She'll pick a day and just play new games.
Jenna Stuber?
I don't know.
Because I know she like went through.
She has a bob haircut.
I think that's her.
She has a me haircut.
She did like the first week of the year, she like counted how many games were like coming out on Steam, and it was like 200 or something.
Oh. On one particular day?
For the first week of the year.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, she plays like the newest. She's like just basically randomly picks games that came out that day and plays them, and they are all really bad.
Her?
No.
Okay.
Different person. That is not a bob haircut.
Okay. Well,
Memoria? You were talking about Memoria. That sounds familiar. Yeah, everybody's saying Memoria. It's Memoria.
Okay.
Yeah, those videos are really good. I like those videos. Every once in a while, she finds a game that's good though, but it's very, very rare. Ava had a yap about the MacBook Neo versus Windows laptops and other MacBooks. Didn't we do this? Oh no, I did this on stream the other day.
I mean, like I had like 20 minutes with my wife's MacBook Neo while I was trying to set it up before coming over here.
Can we take it apart? Bring it here. Let's take it apart.
I mean, I played with it at a Target, but like I feel like that could be a conversation.
You know what I saw on Reddit today? I saw somebody in a store filming the kiosk of a Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. They put Eden emulator on it and put Pokemon ZA on it in the store and was playing it. Anyway, no, on stream the other day, I was ranting about how every Windows laptop sucks.
It's true.
And that's apparently controversial.
Even like good Windows laptop does like, they're too big.
They are absolutely nothing. If we're just going hardware to hardware, They are nothing compared to Windows laptops are nothing compared to MacBooks in the case of just the hardware.
It's, you know what? I will not use a Windows laptop solely because of the trackpad.
Yeah.
They can get everything else right. There has never been a good trackpad on a Windows computer.
No, nothing comparable to even like 10-year-old MacBooks.
Yeah.
And other little things like the unibody design, everything, the screen, the speakers.
Yeah.
The speakers are insane. On MacBooks, they're always 100 times better than any speakers I've ever heard of in a freaking laptop. All right, we got to do a bonus episode.
All right.
Maybe we'll talk about that. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming to a podcast. You should like this video. Can you hype us? Can you hype on
He's
YouTube?
not letting me do the thing.
Oh.
He's not letting me do my whole reason for existing.
I'm so sorry.
No, I don't want to do it anymore. No,
I can't do it.
You fucking do it.
I can't do it. Thank you for watching with us. Thanks for chatting with us. As always, Wulff Den Podcast is every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on youtube.com/Wulff Den Podcast and twitch.tv/Wulff Den Podcast. If you can't watch the show for any reason at all, be sure to like, rate. Did I skip something?
You skipped a lot.
Fuck. Go, you just do it.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, the Wulff Den Podcast is every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on twitch.tv/Wulff Den or youtube.com/Wulff Den Podcast. If you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put the archive version up over on youtube.com/Wulff Den Podcast. So you can go and check us out over there on demand whenever you want. If you prefer to listen to us rather than watch us, you can do that as well because we're also an audio podcast on any and every podcast service such as
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher,
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Audible.com. The list goes on, but no matter where you get the show from, folks, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us because that helps us with the placement on all those respective platforms. Stitcher doesn't exist anymore. Neither does Google Play. It's YouTube Podcasts.
Oh, I was going to ask if Stitcher was a thing.
No, not anymore.
Go watch AJ. We're going to do the bonus episode, which you can see. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Goodbye.
Bye.